10XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine! It's go time on a Monday morning. It is the Monday Morning Quarterback. It's brought to you by our friends at Next Gen Roofing. Man, if you got a roof in trouble, they're going to be your friends too. It's Next Gen Roofing and nextgenroofing.com, as we've continued to tell you about them each and every Monday, and they get our work week going as we get your work week going, and the work put in just a little bit by the Jags this weekend, in case you missed it. There was a trade. Old Trader Jimmy was at it. I guess that's 8 now since he took over the team. It's not a major deal, but it is a deal. And I would characterize it like this. I'm not an expert on the draft trade value chart. I don't know exactly what the Jaguars are getting in this. Is it Ruke? I'm guessing it's Ruke. It's pronounced R-U-K-E, but it's Horo. He's a defensive tackle from the Atlanta Falcons. It was just a straight-up swap between the Jags and the Falcons this weekend. Ruke or Horo. Comes to the Jaguars for Mason Smith. So I don't know the grades, the 3-cone drill times. I couldn't tell you exactly what Ruke Horo has done for the Atlanta Falcons. But when it comes to trading, I do know this. If I get something for nothing, I'm okay. I got something for nothing. I don't know what Ruke or Horo is. I know what Mason Smith is. Those 2 A's aren't for A+ in that first name. They're for AA ball player, Mason Smith. So never, ever, ever found any footing or momentum in 2 years. I guess he had that tiny stretch at the end of his rookie season. Remember, he had like 3 sacks in the last 5 games, and then to be just completely phased out by Anthony Campanile and the staff a year ago as the Jags go on to win 13 games, and the defense and their aggressive ability to take away the ball helps. So you can't be a loser in this trade. Ruke Horo, whatever it is the Falcons were disappointed in, has been more productive than Mason Smith. Is this like your bell cow edition of the offseason? No, but let's trade defensive tackles and see if one of us can get more out of this prospect than we've gotten since we drafted them in. Same draft, same round. Ororo, that's how you say his name. Ororo. Row your boat down to Jax. Ororo was taken in round 2, just like Mason Smith. In fact, the Falcons traded up to get him with the 34th pick in round 2. Smith went 13 picks later. By the way, sandwiched between were 2 better defensive tackles, Tavondre Sweat and Braden Fisk, but let's don't count that. Smith lauded as a project player when he came in as a Trent Baalke draft pick. He had the size you'd think to be a difference maker. Healthy scratch at the end of last year, including the home playoff loss against the Bills. Apparently fell out of favor with the new coaching staff. Not like he had a lot of favor to rely on from his early Jaguars career. They say some of the same things, though, about Ororo up there in Atlanta. 3.5 sacks a year ago. Here's how they compare in their 2 years. Ororo has played 25 games, Smith 24. Ororo 17, all 17 last year. Smith just 11. Smith had 13 his rookie year. Sack numbers are about the same. 3.5 for Ororo last year. 3 for Smith in his rookie year. Ororo's a former Clemson Tiger. We always marveled at how huge Mason Smith is, right? I mean, he is a big old man. Just an inch taller and 10 pounds heavier than Ororo, who's played about 50 more snaps. These are like two dudes taken with the same intent by different teams, neither of whom is happy with what they got, and hopefully a change of scenery for each or both will project these guys up to, well, Devondre Sweat and Braden Fisk, two other defensive tackles that went in that same round and who have been outstanding here early in their careers. So there was just a, look, I wouldn't call it a small bit of news. You trade a former second rounder for a second rounder, both young in their career. We'll see what Ororo means for the Jaguars in their plan. We'll see if there's any trickle down into the draft. I would say no. I would say the draft would go on as if they had Mason Smith on the roster and hadn't traded him for an seemingly equal prospect. So more draft talk, obviously, all day today. We got a treat for you today, gang. Dave Caldwell is going to be in studio with us from 8 to 9. So the former Jaguars GM can give us his perspective on what, how big, important, and stressful at times this week can be. And more importantly, in a new gig down in Gainesville, we can really pick the mind of the intricacies, the machinery of today's big brand college football. And it's going to be, I'm looking forward to the conversation with Dave Caldwell from this standpoint to kind of compare and contrast managing an NFL roster versus a college roster. It may be, in some cases, easier with an NFL roster. You have a salary cap, so dudes just know that's part of business. Meanwhile, on college campuses every year, we talk about the thousands upon thousands of kids that go in the transfer portal, often looking for just a little bit of NIL cash. The roster dynamics of having an NIL player at a position making, 7 figures versus another player at said position not making near as much. The implications of that in Gainesville, we have a perfect example with the quarterback position. So we'll catch up with Dave Caldwell, former Jags GM. We were going through all-time Jags draft, and we had one special season under Caldwell's direction. And we had one special draft. Dave Caldwell had one good draft, right? The one we talk about that brought in, Linder and Telvin Smith and others. So from the NFL dynamic and the importance of this week to his new role with the Gators and how hot they've been on the recruiting trail, his exact role, he can help define what that setup looks like at the major college football level. So we're excited to have that conversation. That's going to be the 8 o'clock hour. And no better week than draft week and the conclusion of Gator spring practice to hit on two topics that Dave Caldwell would be considered expert in. So we're looking forward to that. NBA playoffs are off and running. It was a pretty undramatic opening round. Kind of blowout city, wasn't it? For the most part. Not entirely, but yesterday is an example. We've got the Celtics beating the Sixers by the slim margin of 32. We had the Thunder beating the Suns by the razor-thin margin of 35. The Spurs at home got a little bit of pushback from the Trailblazers, but they led by 10 at half, and they went on to win by 13. The one game yesterday that didn't play towards a blowout still produced an incredible surprise. The Magic going to Detroit as the 8 seed and upset the Pistons last night. So congrats to you Magic fans that are out there today. It was a brutal end of the season. Magic got ice cold down the stretch. They lost to Philadelphia in they lost the 7 seed, then they lost on the road to the Sixers. But they came back Friday night before we left you, and they eliminated the Hornets. And, man, they have started with, by far, the biggest eye-opener of the weekend in the NBA playoffs. So kudos to the Magic, 112-101. How about this? Pistons never led a single second in the game. It wasn't some fluke. trailed by 7 with 3 to go and banked in a three-pointer. Magic went up to Detroit and handled them would be an understatement, perhaps. The stat that jumps out at you from that win for Orlando last night isn't a game stat. It is a trend stat. In fact, it's the Shazam Spotlight brought to you this morning by ShazamAuto.com. The Murray Ford Superstores in Stark and Kingsland will hook you up. I speak from experience here. Multiple vehicles I bought through the Murray brand, and I have zero complaints from the start to where we are. So trust your friends at the Murray Ford Superstore, Stark and Kingsland, another Murray Superstore down there in Stark, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, all that good stuff. Yeah, here it is, and this does not bode well for the top seeds. E.T., good morning, friend.
Stop by, say, Jeffrey.
You have a good weekend?
Oh, yeah, it was good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you know me, man. I was dibbling, dabbling in the streets.
You'll find something. I know that. Yeah, here's the Shazam Spotlight. You tell me, is this any good? Answer, hard no. The Pistons, with their loss last night to the Magic in Game 1, are you ready for this number? Have now lost 11 straight home playoff games. What? 11 straight home playoff games, and they've now dropped Game 1 of the series? Is that... What's that we smell? Do we smell an upset round 1? Top seeds? Bye-bye? I don't know. We'll find out. But, boy, you want to talk urgency. The Pistons are going to host the Magic. They don't play again until Wednesday. Make that make sense. Well, I guess if you're Orlando and you're worried about your team, keep them on this side of the border. You'll be all right. Keep them in Detroit. They want to just stay in their hotel room and play, video games. Don't let them go to Toronto. You heard it here first. Don't let them sneak over that border for a couple-day getaway. I'm just saying. But, yeah, 11 straight home losses, right? Crazy. All right, we're up and rolling here. We got a big day planned, as always, as mentioned. Dave Caldwell, former Jaguars GM and currently the GM down in Gainesville for the Florida Gators, going to be in studio with us, so looking forward to that. There was another trade in the NFL this weekend, and I can't make it make sense. It's just pure Cincinnati. If you go through the levels, I'm going to pick through a deal that the Bengals made this weekend, and for the love of me, for the love of sense, if I'm Joe Burrow, maybe can I get some truth to the Philadelphia thing? Can I get the Eagles to send, I don't know, about 5 first-rounders over here, and I'll just go play in Philly? Here's 3 firsts and a Hurts. Will you take him? Anywho, what leads to that train of thought? We'll get into that and more as we're up and rolling here. It's a Monday morning brought to you by Next Gen Roofing. Thank you for being a part of it. Couldn't do it without you. 641-1010. That's the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures as we take our first time out. Back with more next on 1010XL.
Tom McManus.
Well, what's he like?
Big, tall, shoulders like an ox, has the strength of 10 men.
Fridays on Jaguars Today.
Oh, it's me, all right.
On 1010XL. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care. Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
If you've been searching for answers to your quarterback questions, he's the lighthouse to guide you home.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Wrapped up by George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Leon Serza here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers. And I'm not talking about that cooked-to-order, hand-sauced and tossed chicken sandwich in your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about the house-made ranch, so good nobody will blame you if you double dip. I'm talking about Wingstop that delivers straight to your door. And did you know they're open until 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get flavors delivered right to your door late night only at Wingstop.
Can't stop. Wingstop.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Quick question. Is your plumbing company run by plumbers or by people who've never held a wrench? At Holland Sons Plumbing, the owners are plumbers themselves. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and built by people who understand the work. No corporate nonsense, no boardrooms, no suits. Right now, we're hiring service plumbers and residential new construction plumbers here in Jacksonville. If you want steady work, a team that's got your back, and owners who know the job because they've done it, give Holland Sons a look. Holland Sons Plumbing. Local, family, real.
Insurance companies have teams of lawyers working to protect their bottom line. I'm Chris Campione of Campione Law, and you deserve someone just as focused on protecting your bottom line. We go head-to-head with insurance companies every day, and they know our name. Giving you peace of mind and delivering results is our job. With no fees unless we win, there's no risk to get the help you need. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Steaks sizzling, drinks flowing, friends gathered together. Your dream backyard starts with CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. You dream it, they build it. Outdoor kitchens, fire pits, fireplaces, and more. Visit cssfireplaces.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
We're back on the Next Gen Roofing Monday. Thanks for being up and at 'em with us. Draft week. We have Jason Gibson, the Sharks head coach, in studio with us this morning, and we'll be talking about a big win on Friday, huh? You were down there at the building.
I was down there. It was electric. It was fun. Friday night at the bank, or at the tank.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a good time, man. Good time and a big win, easy win, really, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be the best team in the league, and the Sharks, just made him look like a little brother.
It was easy. We did the little research on that Orlando owner. It's easy to root against that joker. So
yeah,
mission accomplished there. So a nice bounce back win. And Coach Gibson told us when we visited last week that they're opening against three of the best teams in the league. So there you go, 2-1 now, off to that start, and we'll get some of the details. And they are thankful to you here on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Oh yeah,
thank you guys to having the Sharks as a part of your morning show and doing a segment. My wife and I celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary at the game on Friday night. By the way, E.T. was awesome. There you go. Bringing that vibe. I'm going to get you another one of those championship rings, E.
I'm trying, man.
And you take those pictures, like Kobe or somebody with trophies.
Tom Brady and Jordan.
Trophies and rings all over the place. Yeah, you Brady, Jordan. Also from the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Yeah, y'all feel what I'm laying down. Jeff, love your ESPN rants. Watching SportsCenter right now. They led with the Spurs, then Pistons, and the third story is WWE. So bad. Hey, you know what? I answered him, and it's truthful because I, too, get up and watch SportsCenter. I'm starting to wonder why. About 15 minutes of WrestleMania was part of the SportsCenter news update coverage last night. I don't know how they do it with a straight face. I mean, they go to the comment. I mean, did ESPN not get the memo that the jig was up about 20, 30 years ago when we just all admitted that it wasn't sport, it was just a scripted performance? I just don't know how you can stand there and do fake updates on fake sports with such intensity. It's like a TV show. It's bizarre to me. It's like the Super Bowl just ended, and they go to, Greeny and Van Pelt and our buddy Lou Riddick, all of them. It's just crazy, dude.
It's crazy because they take the big boys who were used to going to the football, like the real sports, and they're talking about this.
Yes. They got them all aboard talking about the drama of this, and it was a match for the ages, and you got to go back to WrestleMania 10 to, and they don't say it this way, find a script this good. I see they've got back to the blood and guts era of wrestling. Back in the day, wrestling, they cut their head with that. They cut their forehead with those razor blades, and they'd be bathed in a crimson mask, and it felt like we went away from the blood for a while. I don't know, last night in the 15 minutes coverage, I saw a lot of bloody faces. So they literally cover the WWE the same way they cover the NFL playoffs, and it is just bizarre. To me, again, I think the proper comparison would be to watch a Law and Order and then turn to CNN for 30 minutes of breaking down the case, which is not really a case at all. Buddy, I think you underestimate how popular WWE is, and that's why. Let me tell you what I know about WWE. WWE fans ain't watching SportsCenter. That ain't the demo. So nobody is commenting on the popularity of You know what else is very, very popular? Scrapbooking. Should that lead SportsCenter? Let me tell you what else is very popular. Fishing. Should we put that in the A block? By the way, it is not the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. That entertainment was taken out years ago. You guys are missing the message here, man. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'll come back on the other side with the WWE WrestleMania report, and I'll build all the drama of this intense matchup between CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
I will say this, though. Like on my feed, it was going crazy, obviously.
Of course, it's very popular.
The arena was packed.
Yes.
So they love it.
Yeah, this is not, what are we doing? Wrestling's not popular. That's not what I'm doing. What are we doing treating wrestling like it was a sporting event? That's all. I need to know about the validity of you can bet on any and everything these days. I don't believe WrestleMania matches are aligned. It's not like boxing. So yeah, the intent wasn't to bang on wrestling. The intent was once again to scratch my head, wondering what ESPN is there for when it comes to covering sports and news. I'm just saying. Ooh. Is it early enough? I don't think he's in the car yet, but we're just going to stay right here under the radar on this March slapness. We're not going to say anything about it. We're just going to let it ride as long as we can. And
I ain't saying nothing.
He's going to be testy over here next to me. I got the Knicks win over the Hawks. I almost just all right, y'all keep doing that. Keep this because the Mets right now are a dumpster fire, boys. And it's hitting my man hard. I'll tell you that. Hitting him hard. He proclaimed to me Saturday the season was over when the Mets lost their 10th straight, and then I saw they got finished off, had a 1-0 lead in the ninth. They're not scoring any runs, and the Cubs beat them again, so that's 11 straight losses. Not just a dynamic of a storyline within the cozy confines here, but at league-wide, the biggest story in baseball, in Major League Baseball, is this somewhat unbelievable, now 11-game losing streak for the Mets. In fact, Braves won again last night, swept the Phillies, red hot. The pitching staff has been amazing. The bullpen is impenetrable to this point. It has the look of a team that can make a deep playoff run because they got good enough starting pitching to hold you to 1 or 2 through 5 or 6 innings and then turn it over to a bullpen, but for the most point, it's been spotless. They're not exactly banging the cover off the ball consistently game to game, but they lead the National League in runs scored, so got to be doing something right. And so 15-7 on the other side, the Mets' 11th straight loss makes them 7-15. We're not out of April, and the Mets are 8 games behind the Braves. Yeah, I just got a damn from ET in the studio. Y'all didn't hear that, right? Does that put into perspective how it's gone? So you can see, keep the tortilla or the fish or whatever it is. Just keep it. Just keep that on the down low for a couple of weeks. Let's get through this stretch. All right, I promised to talk about this, and I'm going to do it before we come back to our next break. I have been, this is another question for Dave Caldwell, I suppose, the former Jags GM, current Gator GM, joins us 8 to 9. I don't understand trade value in this league anymore. I give up, man. I don't understand player value. But let me just kind of, I will synopsize it this way. The Bengals had a pretty dynamic, dominant edge rusher named Trey Hendrickson, didn't they?
They did.
But he was purportedly too expensive for them, right?
That's what I remember.
Okay. So the Bengals, and I get it, you get upside down in salary. And Hendrickson was looking for what, $30 million? Is that basically what he wanted the Bengals to pay?
Yeah, he
him?
wanted to be up there.
You know, and we've got, now he's got a little bit banged up, so the numbers weren't there a year ago. But if you go year to year, the guy who just, as much as anyone, consistently going to get you 14.5 to 18 sacks has been Trey Hendrickson. If you're the Bengals, you got other issues. You've paid these receivers. You've got Joe Burrow. I get it. You got to make decisions somewhere. But to then turn around and trade the number 10 overall pick in the draft for a defensive tackle and then to give him a 1-year, $28 million extension, I can't make any sense of.
Just slap in the face.
What is that? Dexter Lawrence is a terrific prospect. Don't get me wrong. He has flashed in his career. Last year was not a flash year. He came off an injury from the previous year and didn't do much at all statistically. In fact, O'Rororo had bigger numbers last year, who the Jags got for a throwaway Mason Smith deal, than Dexter Lawrence II had last year with the Giants. But he wanted a trade. The Giants have fleeced the Bengals. They've gotten rid of a aging player, unhappy with his contract, struggling to find his previous form coming off an injury, and they got the number 10 pick in the draft for him, who will come for a third of the price. Hey, Cincinnati, what in the world? Well, here's how they'd answer the what. Dexter fits the vision we have on our defense. He will elevate others around him. We're confident in Dexter and can't wait to see the positive effects he and other players we've acquired this offseason have on our football team. We're excited to turn to the draft and our remaining picks to further enhance our team. Man, I'm not sure I wouldn't rather just sit there at number 10 and take the best defensive tackle on the board and try it that way.
It'd been way cheaper.
I mean, look, Lawrence is a good player. I mean, I know that in a perfect world, if you just get him without factoring in injury and salary and contract terms, then yeah, you'd like to have him. He was a former Pro Bowler. He was 3 years in a row, 22 to 24, second team All-Pro, 22 and 23. But he did have career lows last year, just half a sack, career lows in tackles. It's the first time the Bengals have traded a top 10 pick for a player in the common draft era since 1966. So maybe it's, and I will say they added edge rusher Boye Mafe, remember, from Seattle? You know, and he got him for 3 years, $60 million. So I guess in a way, for more than anything, though, it's giving up that number 10 pick. And yeah, you add that $28.5 million for about what Hendrickson would have been. It was strange from that end. But then again, the Bengals going bingle. All right, we've talked about the best players in the draft. Can be a little different from favorite players in the draft. You know, I read Pete Prisco kind of identifying some guys he might like more than the rest. And then this weekend I saw drop Mel Kiper Jr. His 15 players, his 15 faves from this year's draft, he feels will outperform their draft slot. We'll take a peek at that. Set the golf story for you, as it was an interesting bonus golf final round at Hilton Head yesterday. And if you flipped a coin on the first playoff tee, it did not land on who you most likely would have thought would have won. And NASCAR has a new face and a new star, and yet it's his car owner who's the more famous of the two. All that and more as we get you and keep you going on a Next Gen Roofing Monday.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Big moves, big wrecks.
They're crashing behind him. Elliot's in the wall.
Sunday at Talladega Superspeedway.
Checkered flag is out.
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for big number one Duval Ford. If your business runs on trucks, downtime is not an option. That's why businesses trust the Duval Ford Pro Elite Commercial Service Center. The state-of-the-art facility is built for commercial vehicles with oversized service bays that handle everything from vans to heavy-duty bucket trucks. Plus, extended hours to keep your fleet moving. With mobile service that comes to your job site, Duval Ford will help maximize uptime and productivity. Big number one Duval Ford, 1616 Cassett Avenue or DuvalFord.com.
Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 1 month only sale event. Buy one replacement window or door and get the second 40% off. Plus, enjoy 0 down, no payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. It's the perfect time to upgrade with windows engineered for strength, beauty, and energy-efficient performance. Designed for Florida's unique climate, our acclaimed impact windows help keep your home cooler, quieter, and more comfortable. Offer ends April 30th. Restrictions apply. Schedule your free consultation at bestwindowsflorida.com. License CGC 1527613.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Feel the power. Hear the legend. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. The look, the sound, the electrifying showmanship of one of rock's greatest bands. One Night of Queen, April 29th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Fine Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
We're back. It's a Next Gen Roofing Monday. Trying to think how many sports is the owner more popular than the performer, the player, the athlete, and by popular, I mean maybe even notorious, right? I mean, even Jerry Jones with the Cowboys and as big a presence as he carries, he ain't bigger than the players there that they've produced in Dallas. He would be maybe the closest. Because I got one where it's light years apart, the prestige and notoriety that this owner carries versus, man, the ultimate high performer right now in the sport. A story that began at the Daytona 500 is not slowing down. The driver is Tyler Reddick, but you probably know his owner a little bit better, and that's Michael Jordan. And somehow Tyler Reddick and that Jordan race team have started by winning 5, I think it's 7. I think there have been 7 NASCAR races. They won 5 of them.
You know what's crazy, Jay? I thought you were about to say somebody else.
Yep. Who were you? Where'd you think I was headed?
Vince McMahon.
Okay, that's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah. Those are probably the big two.
Yeah, that's one where the owner maybe carries as much. Although I would argue between Hulk Hogan and The Rock and all these others.
True. Yeah.
You know, if you ask somebody, tell me the number one personality in WWE. Yeah, I don't think it would. I'm not sure it'd be Vince McMahon. And, you know, you'd probably go through the
I don't know the wrestlers like that.
The wrestlers du jour. I liked wrestling better back in the old days, personally.
Back in the old days was way better.
I liked when you didn't know if it was real. The half of the dynamic was arguing amongst each other whether it was real or it was fake. It was a terrific, ruse to keep going.
I used to go between the two. There was WWF Raw and there was Monday Night Nitro.
Yeah.
And I used to go back and forth. And right at 9 o'clock, it would cut off with all the apex going on. It was awesome then, but now it's
well, and again, back to a text line who might interpret, I'm not grinding on wrestling. I loved wrestling when I was younger. I don't think the WrestleMania is terrible. If I'd have been aware, I wouldn't mind watching. I mean, it's a show. It's a good show. And it consistently, its regular season events will get 2 million viewers, but it's right on pace with a regular season, major competitive sport regular season game in some cases. But Tyler Reddick, man, holy tamale. Just keeps the momentum going. Beat Kyle Larson yesterday in overtime. He's got 5 wins to start the year. And, of course, Michael Jordan is enjoying success now as a NASCAR owner, the same kind that he enjoyed as an NBA player. Jordan, after the race, this kid is on fire. I don't know what to say. I don't think I can cool him down. When you win, it's always fun, and right now it's fun for everybody at 23XI. Me being here, being able to see all the wins, I'm so happy for the team. In fact, all 4 of Jordan's cars finished in the top 15 on a banner day for 23XI. Wow. All right, if I told you right now, Scotty Scheffler's going to play 1 hole against, put a name in there.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
Scotty.
Every time, right? Well, yesterday would not have been that time. Matthew Fitzpatrick played with Scheffler the first 2 rounds at this week's PGA Tour stop. Beat him by 7. When they went to the weekend, Scheffler trailed by 7 shots. Scotty went crazy on Saturday. He shot a 65, I believe. He got within 3, which paired him with Matthew Fitzpatrick for the final round. And, as soon as you were getting the club head covers off, Fitzpatrick had added to his lead early. He got it up to a 4-shot lead. He maintained a 3-shot lead as they made the turn. Scheffler was missing golden opportunities. Fitz wasn't playing great, and Scheffler just wasn't making birdies. He was making too many pars, but he kept chipping away. And when Scheffler birdied 18, or parred 18, Fitzpatrick had a very uncharacteristic, terrible short shot. I'm not sure if he chipped it or putted it. I looked up, and it was about 20 feet short. He misses. They go to the extra hole, and so you got to be thinking, well, here's the number 1 player in the world. He has chased him down, playing in the last group. We're going to the final playoff hole. And Matthew Fitzpatrick birdies the 18th hole. There was a really cool story about Matthew Fitzpatrick. It's funny how it works. Matthew Fitzpatrick is English, right? From England. Well, when he was a kid, his family would take, a yearly vacation, and like a lot of Europeans, they'll come over to the U.S., and they often are in Florida or South Carolina or somewhere that's a beachside. They enjoy their week or 2 in the sun, get just a little bit of color to that ultra pale English pigmentation, and head back home. Well, I learned this weekend, I didn't know this before, but the Fitzpatricks, when they holidayed every summer, it was at Hilton Head. It was like a second home to Matthew Fitzpatrick. So a golf course that suits him, an excellent weekend of play. Man, he ran into that USA. When did everybody think that Matthew Fitzpatrick is some villain?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like the lowest key, nicest, humblest golfer you could see. So even though it was a brunch with the tour, I think had Fitzpatrick and claimed the win. I pull for the greatness of it all, right, for the legacy. So I was rooting for Scotty down the stretch to pull it out. But what I was going to say is Fitzpatrick ran into another one of those USA anti-chants against him. What are we doing, man? It's not the Ryder Cup. We saw that here at the Players. He handled it well, but Cam Young went on to win. And he was on the 18th hole in a bad spot. He had driven it to the right. He was 1 shot up on Scheffler. And he's getting ready to hit his ball. The whole USA thing started again. Come on, man. It's little Matty Fitzpatrick. Leave my man alone. Mel Kiper's 15 faves and how it might affect the Jags when we come back on the other side. It's a Next Gen Roofing Monday on 1010XL.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is your VSIN Action Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Atlanta Braves sweep the Philadelphia Phillies in a 3-game series in Philly, winning 4-2 yesterday. 5th straight win for Atlanta. Today it's Bryce Elder on the mound, 2-1, a 0.77 ERA against Jake Irvin of the Nationals, plus 141 at Nationals Park, 8 over the total. The Rays at Tropicana Field today, minus 115 against the Reds and Rhett Lauder. Reds minus 105, 8 under the total. Lauder 2-1, 3.52 ERA. The Lightning dropped to 1-12 in their last 12 overtime games. They fall to Montreal 4-3. They're $1.92 favorite in Game 2 of their series tomorrow. Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keystoprogress.com. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Owning a house is kind of like being in an argument with your house. One day, it's the AC saying, I'm tired. The next day, it's the plumbing going, good luck finding that leak. Then the septic system joins the conversation. And nobody likes what it has to say. That's when you call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. One team that handles all 3, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. So the next time your house tries to win the argument, call Duck Duck Rooter. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Alert! Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. George Bari. Bari Orthopedics is your choice when it comes to an injury. We're here for you and your loved ones to deliver excellent treatment and care fast the first time. Trust your care in our hands. Get same-day appointments for your injuries with 3 locations. If it hurts, ask us first. Bari Orthopedics.
Be sure and check out the expertise from Dr. George Bari and the entire staff at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I like to start my work like 30 minutes after I arrive. Rook or Rororo? There you go. Not Ruke, not Rukiki, not in the last night. You know how I know? Finally did the smart thingy. Just went to YouTube.
Yeah, I heard somebody say
tell me how you say it, my man. Ruka Rororo. So we'll kick off Football Fix with that bit of news, and we have a little bit more from Jagland. And again, a friendly programming reminder. We're going to have an awesome football talk in the 8 o'clock hour. Former Jaguars GM Dave Caldwell can give us the perspective on that end of the business. And currently the GM down there at the University of Florida, where they're making waves off the field. Recruiting has gone terrific, and so just to look at the model down there from inside the 4 walls is going to be fun today as well. So I mentioned, why did I say Rook or Rororo? Why do you care? In case you missed it, the Jags dealt what each franchise would consider to be somewhat disappointing second-round picks from a couple years back. Mason Smith goes from Jacksonville. Rook or Rororo comes from Atlanta here. They're both second-round defensive tackles from the 24 draft. So, and Ororo, in fact, went higher in the second round than Smith, so you got to pay a little bit more when it comes to the cap. Finances, not much. But we'll see. 2.5 sacks last year, 30-some. Just another body there in the middle to compete and Try and find to a D-line. He gets to the passer a little bit from the inside. 3.5 sacks from the tackle spot. Not a terrible number. I saw this story. It's kind of cool. A guy best known for slugging it out with Jalen Ramsey is going to come to this side of the battle lines. Remember A.J. Green and that little dust-up he had with Jalen?
I do.
Yeah.
Very out of character for A.J. Green. Like a mild-mannered guy.
Yeah, that shows you the impact Jalen Ramsey can have on a dude, right? Well, A.J. Green is now in the right colors, coming to Jacksonville this summer to be what they call a guest wide receiver coach.
A guest wide receiver coach.
I mean, is that like a fancy word for an intern?
That's what I feel like.
Yeah, it's like, so that's good. It's a good way to get your. I like having A.J. Green there in his perspective. Edgar Bennett did a good job with the receivers last year, right? They really came on late in particular, but
come on and help develop these young receivers.
Is A.J. Green not a Hall of Famer?
Hall of very good.
He had a really good. What had the injuries just killed him late? I wonder where, and I'll look this up later. I wonder where A.J. Green's career numbers fall versus some of the others. Man, how to screw up draft day a week before. Did you see the Zachariah Branch story from Athens?
Bruh.
Come on, dude. I learned this in this story. I didn't realize this. Zachariah Branch set the single-season receiving record for catches last year in Georgia.
For Georgia?
81 grabs.
Wow.
Was the most in. He ran a 4.35 in the 40 at the scouting combine. Yeah, Georgia's single-season record he set with 81 catches last year after transferring from USC.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He's going to go in the second round. He might still, but arrested over the weekend, and nothing good happening at 3 o'clock in the morning on the college streets. You got a draft coming up this week, and he now faces misdemeanor charges of obstructing public sidewalks and streets, prowling, obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Athens police say he was booked at 1:26 a.m., released at 3:44 after a small bond. Branch failed, quote, to comply with multiple verbal lawful commands to not block a public sidewalk. He had been in Athens over the weekend to attend the Georgia spring game. His brother, by the way, Zion, is a safety, current safety for the Dogs. All right, look, everyone has their favorites. Doesn't mean you put them 1 to 15 on your draft board, but when it comes time to pick and there are other guys to consider, Mel Kiper has put together his list of 15 favorite players from different positions. And again, to tell you what we're talking about, like quarterback, he went Cole Payton, North Dakota State. And, right, not going to be the first, but he's saying, all right, once you get past these big boys, that's a guy I really like. So, running back, Emmett Johnson, I say that because when you get into those second or third rounds, Johnson was fourth in FBS in rushing last year. He's going to be a third or fourth round pick. So Kiper would say that would be the one to grab. Ooh, this is poor timing. Favorite players per position at receiver: Chris Purcell II at Tennessee and Zachariah Branch, Georgia. Oof. Not a good endorsement for your faves there, Mel. And then I wanted to mention one other one because certainly he has a local tie. But Jake Slaughter, he put at center. He said, I like everything about Slaughter's game. Ton of experience, 33 starts, over 2,000 snaps. Battle-tested, playing in the SEC, only 6 pressures and 3 sacks in his career at Florida, 6'5", 303. Slaughter drives defenders in the run game. I love his awareness on stunts. Just a really good, consistent football player. I'd expect him to go in round 4. So a lot of names on this list will be at positions where the Jags are certainly interested and at places where it would make sense if we saw them land here. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Oh, by the way, I should mention, before I close down the shop, the Texans gave Will Anderson that, 3-year, $150 million deal. Don't get it twisted. In no way am I comparing Trayvon Walker to Will Anderson and what each player has given production-wise to his team. But, that's a deal about twice as big, isn't it? Not about twice as much as they paid Trayvon? Pretty close. We'll see. I don't know how the Texans are managing the salary cap. I feel like they just keep trading and drafting and signing and extending guys at high dollar levels over and over and over again. Now that is a fix, I promise. It's brought to you by the home course, the Jewington Creek Golf Club, and your Jacksonville Sharks. Big, big home victory over the weekend. Hicken Arrival and more come your way next. It's a Next Gen Roofing Monday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The most famous county in the country.
Duval! Duval!
1010XL. Duval.
Attention business owners and sales professionals. Still hearing, I need to think about it? Pat McManaman from Sandler Sales. We can help. There's a 2-day sales boot camp in Jacksonville, May 13th and 14th. We'll show you how to handle objections and close more deals without being pushy. Call us at 904-646-1900 for more details. 646-1900. Let's get your business and top-line revenue growing.
Hey, gang, you might be aware credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. That use the equity in your home. You can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash, and with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved, saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part with Loan Pronto. You can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto. 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com.
Funny thing, a lot of plumbing companies still call themselves local, even after being bought by, well, not local people. Meanwhile, Hall & Sons Plumbing is still family-owned, veteran-operated, and proudly serving Jacksonville the way we always have, with a handshake, honest pricing, and real local roots. So if you want a plumber who actually lives down the road, not in a boardroom 3 states away, call Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
The offseason is when you add speed, power, and precision to the team.
This is your game plan.
Keep the offseason rolling with AA Automotive and 1010XL. AA Automotive on Richard Street. Family run since 1954.
Best Bet is number 1. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes with an opportunity again this year, just in case you haven't taken advantage of it in the past. Take the opportunity to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with a Waco 180. It sounds a little different when you put a real goal to it, doesn't it? To make it easier, a Waco 180 has lost Reclaim by a Waco 180. Reclaim is a simple 10-week plan designed to help you reach your weight and health goals, a beginning and an end and a real finish line. It just makes more sense. I dropped my 40 within 10 weeks, and like I always tell you, it was easy. Reclaim by a Waco 180 arrives at the perfect time for you to reach your 40 by the 4th and then keep it off with free support for life. Any medication, diet, or workout plan will say you'll see the results. But how many will say in 10 weeks you'll be a new version of yourself, thanking the old you for making that call to a Waco 180? 40 by the 4th isn't just a slogan. It's an opportunity to succeed with Reclaim by a Waco 180. Only at awaco180weightloss.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Hall & Sons Plumbing. Florida baseball jumped out 3-0, but Auburn erased it with a late surge, tying it in the 8th to steal the finale, taking 2 of the 3 games set. Paolo Banchero powered the 8th-seeded Magic past top-seeded Detroit in Game 1, extending the Pistons' historic home playoff skid, with Game 2 set for Wednesday. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 7:01 and it's 61 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned for the Dan Hicken arrival and more next right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Is this not Jag copyrighted?
Why would you do this?
It's fitting, bro.
Do you think you're funny?
I didn't tell him to do this, for the record. I don't need any of that to start
Are
today.
you funny? How?
It's fitting, bro.
Do I amuse you?
Giddy me.
You know it.
He knows this. He knows you're resting great right now. He's trying to be. I take this. He's trying.
You know it.
Trying to be considerate.
In restless dreams, I walked alone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not 6.
7.
Not 7.
Not 7.
8.
Not 8.
9.
Not 9.
10.
Not 10.
11.
11 of those things.
You know it's bad when your good friend Daniel Murphy texts you at night and says, and I quote, "How are you holding up?" It's April 19th.
Yeah.
April
wow.
19th. Oof.
You kids, listen, there's no big parties tonight for tomorrow. It's not a holiday. I know this generation thinks tomorrow's a holiday.
Now that we have...
holiday.
Oh, that's today. They think today is the holiday.
Oh, today? Oh, the 19th is when they lost. So 420 days today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
today is
just be
420.
straight out there.
Yeah, I'll be careful out there, man.
I would like
Come on
to
at me.
invite the Mets down here to Florida. I would put them all on a bus. I will drive them down to NASA. I'll load them up in Artemis 3. I'll change the coordinates and send those SOBs right to the sun.
It's tickling me.
The only one who doesn't get on the ride is Juan Soto.
Because you got to keep him back. It's to start over.
But
Wow.
every other one of them.
Coaches too?
Oh,
GM?
GM is
What about the owner?
right in the front.
Owner gets to stay. He's got to pay for the rocket.
We need the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I just sit there game after game of inventing ways to lose now. It's like they can't. 1-0 game, and Gare says, "Hey, I haven't won a 1-0 game since 2024," and they still haven't. Michael Conforto,
I saw that.
whose career went in the toilet after he left New York. It's just a journeyman. Scott Boras told me he was the king of Queens, is what he told me. The king of Queens, he referred to him as.
The Earl of Wrigleyville. I didn't even know Conforto was with the Cubs, to be honest.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knew until he pinch hit.
Until he
in the
ripped a
ninth.
double to tie our run prevention outfield, get by him. And
I mean, you
run prevention.
You give up 2. I mean, yeah, you got to get some hits, obviously. I'm not going to say much about
it's not even just that, because it's really not the pitcher. I mean, even, he blew the save, but
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Guy gets a lucky single, and then the one mistake, and we got burned. Otherwise, he pitched fine. So it's all right, 1-1. Let's just go get a run or two here in the top of the 10th. Oh, look, it's Mr. Vientos.
I saw he hit a long home run on Saturday.
Simeon. Yeah, he can take his long home run and shove it where the sun don't shine.
Oh, no.
And Tyrone Taylor. The people that are coming up to the plate, the lineup there's nothing to it. There's no punch. And it's not, listen,
Soto will get back this week. So what? It doesn't matter. There's not enough. This team stinks. It's so poorly constructed. Anyway, I don't want to. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that I knew what was happening.
Yeah, and I know that you were Lukish warm on them, and then
I'm a better general manager than the guy he's paying all this money and he chased for 2 years. I would be better. Wait till Dave Caldwell comes in here. I'm going to give him
you'd be better. Should I follow up? I could be a better Gator GM. Or?
I would be a better GM of the New York Mets than this guy running the team right now.
Okay. Well, baseball is.
I know you don't take away a guy who plays 162 every year and hits 45 home runs and is homegrown. I know you don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't trade away a starting outfielder who hits 30 home runs and plays the game the right way. And the other thing, which I've mentioned a million times over, is there's certain guys who flourish or enjoy the New York
experience.
Certain guys hate it. And I think we got a bunch of hate it guys. And by the way, have fun tomorrow night because the boys will be out tomorrow at City.
They're coming after them.
Oh, they're coming.
Full throat.
Yeah.
Who do they host?
Full throat. Twins. Suddenly hot twins.
Oh, boy.
Twins. So.
Well, and what's happening, too, for the Mets that doubles down the pain is the same thing that happened, keep making about last year, but not only did the Braves start 0-7, but everyone else started hot. So we weren't out of April. We were 7-8 games back.
Yeah, we're 7 back.
It looks like a mountain at that time.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't worry. Just try to get some wins, right? That's what you do when you're having zero success. So
let's talk Knicks Hawks.
Yeah, that's right. Let me just first mention, Philly fan, I know you've hit me up, rightly so, on the text line the last few years, but suck on that little 3-gamer for the weekend. Have fun with that one. Let me know how your season's going while we're at it. So
yeah, they're right next to us.
Yeah, right. The second and third, and by the way, remember the East? It started kind of good. Everyone was like, above 500. Not, they've all fallen back. The Marlins and Nats, I believe, are tie second, and they're a couple 3 under 500.
By the way, the big news this morning is from Adam Schnipter.
Schefter, yes.
Schichter?
Correct.
Okay. The gray one.
He is a gray. He's got jaundice or something.
One of the best kept secrets is out, and that's A.J. Brown's going to be a Patriot. No matter what happens at this week's draft, and A.J. Brown trade to the Patriots is still on the table, still tracking to happen on or after June 1. The two sides have discussed a deal, but neither has been willing to commit to it until after June 1st, when Brown's $40 million salary cap charge would be split between this year and next year. All the elements remain in place to make it happen. And Brown to the Patriots. Now, listen.
Are there any...
He gets this news without
I was going to say
any untoward things happening.
Well, are there any pictures of Schefter and Vrabel in a hot tub together?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Not that I've seen.
Rossini owned that story when, we were bikini clad. But Schefter got it the good old-fashioned hard way, I guess.
Put the trade on hold just for now, but things will soon quickly warm back up. The Eagles remain open to trading Brown. The Patriots remain highly interested in acquiring this star. Remember, Verbal and him were together in Tennessee. And conversations are expected to resume shortly or before June 1st, probably culminating in a deal.
Didn't the Eagles trade for a receiver this offseason?
Eagles have added Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore, Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah.
So, they've got a bunch of dudes.
They're preparing to make
Devontae. They can probably send a receiver back and something else.
Yeah. If they need a receiver. If you've added those, you've got Devontae Smith, who's one-ish. He's a little.
No, I'm saying the Patriots have a lot of receivers now.
Yeah.
They could probably send one to Philly.
But Philly has signed Wicks. That's my point. Philly signed. They've signed Wicks. And, they've made some
you're right,
Hollywood Brown,
right.
And they already have Devontae, so they don't have to get a receiver, is my point.
And
then there are the Bengals who just do the dumbest Bengal things year after year after year. You give away the number 10 pick in the draft.
You didn't like that?
No, it's awful. And then you pay him the money that Hendrickson was asking for.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it at all.
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you what I get. I tell you why I get it. Because they got Joe Burrow. Stop wasting time. The Bengals.
I guess it's the letting Hendrickson go part that I don't understand. You don't want to pay a guy getting you 16 sacks a year.
Okay, but the Bengals have added a lot.
Well, they added Mafe.
Well, and they added
another interior guy. I can't forget who it was.
And they added
I don't like giving up the 10 pick in the draft for for soon to be 29-year-old D tackle.
Boy
coming off his
Mafe,
worst year.
Jonathan Allen, and Brian Cook.
Yeah, that's kind of that.
I
would
like
sound,
that.
That would sound awesome with Hendrickson on the other edge.
Well, yeah, but you can't pay everybody in Hendrickson.
They paid him Hendrickson's cash. Is my point. That's but more than any of that, it's I don't know if you're doing it right. You get that 10 pick and you hit a home run there with the best defensive tackle on the draft for a fraction of the price because you've paid all these receivers. Whatever.
I've always said, for me, I'll take the established guy over the risk, especially depending on my success rate. But I would do that in a second.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always the thing that scares me is
he didn't have a great year.
That's putting it mildly. He did not have Ororo's stats. Who the Jags just got from Mason Smith. Now, that's last year exclusively.
Yes.
But he was coming off an injury from the previous year. He wasn't all-pro a couple of years, a Pro Bowler 3 years in a row. But, you're getting him a year after he had his worst year.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's draft week, and that's an exciting part. And that's part of our, by the way, Dream Finders Homes poll question of the day. I'm going to get that out real quick to the boys. Brought to you by our friends at Dream Finders Homes, the official home builder of, for this purpose, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go to dreamfindershomes.com. Check out the beautiful homes that they build. They're all over Jacksonville. I think they're in 15 different locations.
15 of them things.
Just like
Taylor Swift's exes.
Oh, lazy.
Yeah, we back to it.
No, we had a good one, and you dropped the ball.
What?
I don't remember. Every time one came up last week, 15 of them. I said 15 of them.
Yeah, we just had it on there. Oh, you wanted me to double back. I forgot
there's
what
a
it
15
was.
currently that's...
No, we had
there's a 15 last week. He knows. We always look at each other whenever the word 15 comes up.
15 of those things. I remember.
Anyway, we apologize, Travis.
Sorry, Travis.
No, we're
sorry.
Not. Best thing in sports this weekend, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, WrestleMania, or draft is this week, baby.
Okay.
Those are your four choices.
All right. What?
NBA, NHL, WrestleMania, draft is this week, baby.
If we had a first-round draft pick, it would have been no-brainer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go NBA playoffs.
Okay. You in 5.5%.
Well, what's my WWE? No, the draft. We got no first rounder, and the other option is NBA.
I'm telling you,
because Braves are dominating my attention. But
that's right.
I go NBA.
Well, draft is running away with it. 66%.
Right,
People
makes
love
sense.
that. I will tell you this though, E. This would have been right up your alley. Every year, there's a place or a venue that their team gets the playoffs, and they haven't been there in a while, and they're so stoked, and you watch it, and you're like, wow. And that place this year is in the NHL, Buffalo, New York, Western New York.
Yeah.
So the Sabres hadn't been in 15 years to the playoffs.
15 of them things.
Hadn't won a playoff game in 15, and the Bruins are beating them 2-0. And it's getting into the third period. We're in the third period. Bruins are up 2-0. I had it on last night, and this dude Tage Thompson. Anyway, there's not a lot of time left here. We're in single digits. We're like 5, 6, 7 minutes left.
They're still down 2, right?
2-0.
Yeah.
Tage Thompson scores a goal, and the place just. I mean,
Sabre Mafia.
Yeah, you would have just. I mean, in the music they play.
They were all outside, by the way, watching the game somewhere. It was packed inside.
It's turned over there.
Oh God! Yeah. So then, like a minute later, kid scores again. 2-2.
Same guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, same guy. So then, like another minute later, Buffalo takes the lead. 3-2. There's like 3 minutes left. And Boston pulls their goalie. Empty netter, 4-2. Place goes crazy. They win the playoff game. But the video, if you weren't watching, doesn't do it justice. But, I mean, if you can go look at it, that place exploded. It's 15 years of joy,
trying to get back,
frustration, all coming out. And they're on their feet going crazy. And every year there's always somebody like that. There's always a team like that. And Buffalo might be dangerous. They're a very good team, too, by the way. But
they got hot, especially.
But something happens in the playoffs. You don't have that pedigree. It's a little bit tougher, and you'll see how it goes. So, anyway.
Well, they got a good draw when it comes to not coming through.
Yeah.
With the Bruins.
Well, they got their cup, so in the last
20
years. But,
so
anyway.
That's been a while.
The Rangers would be a better draw for them.
Okay.
They're not in the playoffs.
Well, they along with the Flames.
So, anyway, that was cool to see. All right, we're just warming up. We got a lot to cover. 10-minute drill is next. Dave Caldwell, you told everybody, will be here at 8 o'clock, the Gators general manager, and we'll visit with him, get
So it's a perfect week. I mean, we got both stories combined this week.
And obviously, was in the NFL for a long time, well versed, worked for the Eagles, so knows all about Howie and who's one of the best GMs in the game.
And now in Gainesville, and it'd be interesting to. This is a guy. There aren't many that have had the exact same spot in both levels.
Yeah.
And a GM in the NFL and a GM in college. Just to compare and contrast how different it is managing.
Yeah,
those. I would imagine it's more difficult at college.
Well, I don't know how. Like, I have no and so it's just curious, questions. Like how much player evaluation does he do now at Florida?
I'm looking. It's going to be a fun hour.
Yeah,
it's really, really informative hour.
Formative hour.
Good on him for joining us. That'll be fantastic.
Dave's the best. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Just warming up right here on The Drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Some of life's proudest moments came out of struggle. We did it. When you realize you met the challenge. 1010XL.
Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Hey, the investment landscape always changing. New rules, new regulations, new opportunities. But at ITP Partners, one thing remains constant. That's our commitment to your financial future. We consolidate your accounts, roll over your 401ks, maximize your pension programs. ITP is going to make your financial journey simple and smart. And ITP, man, trust, transparency, and experience. Oh, yes. That's Janice Cobb and Dan Abel. That's Reagan Wright and Reed Wingate. That's Jeff Hartman and Chris Bryan. Get that money in motion. Don't let it sit there. I'm so glad I'm with ITP Partners right now. Oh, so glad. They're stable, strategic, secure, easy to get a hold of. Chris at ITPPartners.com, Chris at ITPPartners.com, or call them 312-9751, 312-9751. They're ITP Partners, and they're my financial partners for life.
Growing up in Jacksonville, I always associated Beards with an elevated experience, something that isn't your big box store.
Dr. Aryan Afshari talking about his experience at Beards Diamonds.
Every single time I've walked into Beards, I have felt confident. I have felt like I've been guided down the right path. I feel like no one is there to take my money and that they all have my best interest in mind.
When Dr. Afshari went into Beards Diamonds for his engagement ring, he was blown away by the selection.
We walked into Beards, they showed us a massive array of diamonds, of bands.
But they helped him narrow it down and even offered to customize a designer setting for a one-of-a-kind ring.
I showed them some inspirations and they really kind of knocked it out of the park. I think Megan still has the best ring out of all her friends.
Beards Diamonds. Unbeatable selection, direct importer prices, designer rings, no commission salespeople, and local owners.
I wanted something meaningful, and that's what I found at Beards.
Get the value and luxury experience you deserve. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Who's the next best deal in teal?
Tell us what you're thinking for our first pick.
Catch 1010XL's draft previews. Served by Purple Heart Pools, your veteran pool company. Let AA Automotive and 1010XL guide you through the off-season.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on game day. Sometimes it's rolling your ankle, weekend yard work, or just playing catch with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries in hand. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Your tax refund has plans. A vacation? A flat screen TV? Well, your plumbing has other ideas. If you've been putting off a major repair, this is your chance to get the work done and save money. With the tax refund plumbing upgrade from DuckDuckRooter, get $500 off any major plumbing repair over $5,000. That's real savings. DuckDuckRooter delivers honest, upfront pricing and experienced pros who do it right. Call to schedule a free estimate. 904-862-6769 or DuckDuckRooter.com. Financing is available.
Frank Ranger here with Coach Delaney from Coil Fencing. You've been building winning teams at Fletcher for years. How does that correlate with installing fences here in Northeast Florida?
Well, Frank, at Coil Fencing, we like to take the coach approach. Implement a game plan and execute it on the field. That's been our winning recipe for 99 years.
And you tackle more than fences, right?
Absolutely. We also service and install automatic gates, perfect for multifamily communities, your business, or residents.
The best defense is a good offense. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. And now, let's light up the Firehouse Subs 10-minute drill.
Hit it!
All right, sports concepts and rationalizations come your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we like to hand out a prize pack. E tells me that is Razzle Dazzle. Manuel, what are you handing out this week?
I got a pair of tickets to One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. Live at the Florida Theater. It's going down April 29th. Tickets on sale now at FloridaTheater.com. But if somebody hit me up at the end of the 10-minute drill, I might hook you up.
Well, as mentioned, the NBA playoffs did begin. Zion Williamson and Anthony Bennett, the only number one overall picks from 1973 to 2004 that have never played in a playoff game.
Wow.
Knicks-Hawks game one. Do you shoot 37 threes a game? Is that
we shoot a lot of threes?
Do?
We run up and down. If we make threes, we don't. If they make threes, they don't lose games. If they miss threes, they lose. Sometimes win. Depends on who it is.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing I noticed about that game: the basket you shot at in the first half was the one the Hawks shot at the second half. I've never seen a rim rattle more out. It happened to you in the first. Remember all those little short ones? They ram out. And then in the second half, I mean, the Hawks they had a stretch there. They could have got back in it. They were down 6, and they got the ball 2 or 3 times in a row. And 2 3-pointers in a row the whole time. Oh, yeah, that's good. And out. And out.
Yeah.
So, but, no, the Knicks.
Game 2 coming up tonight.
So had a nice 16-point mid-fourth quarter lead. So my prediction did not come true. So I would now apply my prediction to
tonight.
Game 2, right, where they'll play them tough and have a lead, but not close and go back to Atlanta 2-0, which is not.
Nothing would surprise me with my Knicks. I like my team. I really do. I like the guys on that team.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
If Karl Anthony Towns plays like he played the other night, the Knicks
tough.
can win the East.
Yeah.
But that's a big question because he has not consistently done that.
I saw a piece of video. Oh, by the way, one other thing about the Hawks.
You did not get a good game from us. We'll play better than that.
And you can see the talent.
Yeah.
And they're long and athletic.
And they're all signed. Like they lose no one, and they got the 4th pick of the draft.
Did you sat your starters last game of the year, right?
That's correct.
And if you had won that game, you would not have played the Knicks. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
It sounds like what you should have done is try your best to be the 8 seed. I didn't realize Detroit can't win a home playoff game.
Oh, yeah, that was a little
That's an incredible streak, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because the Knicks beat them.
They've lost 11 home playoff games in a row.
Yeah. I saw an incredible piece of video over the weekend I had never seen before. I'll take you to the 1987 Super Bowl. Okay?
Okay.
That was the Giants-Broncos, the Phil Simms incredible game, right? Wasn't he like 23 or 26?
21 or 26, maybe 24, 26. Yeah,
some incredible
26
number.
Was the number.
He going to Disney World.
Right. One of the first.
And so the game's over.
Who was the first? I think I know the answer to that question.
The first one to go to Disney World?
Yeah. Was it Doug Williams?
Might have been.
I thought it was Doug Williams.
That is a good trivia question, though. Now you better look it up because John will ask it on Wednesday. But anyway, so it's the end of the game, and everybody's out. It's just one shot. Everybody, this camera from above is following Phil McConkey. Okay, do you remember Phil McConkey?
Of course.
Okay.
I always thought Lad McConkey was his son.
Oh yeah,
but
not
that wasn't. Yeah.
Edie, do you remember? You don't remember Giants Broncos Super Bowl or anything like that in the '80s?
No.
John Elway. Giants with Parcells, Lawrence Taylor, that team.
It was Phil Simms, the first.
Phil Simms was the first.
I'm going to Disney.
There you go. So anyway, they're following this guy, Phil McConkey. He's a Mendenhall candidate for the Giants receiver.
Okay,
I think he caught a touchdown in the game. Anyway, he's He's celebrating like this, and then he looks down and he jogs back. He reaches down on the turf of the field, which I believe, where was this game?
I feel like
Rose
it was
Bowl?
I feel like it was Anaheim, Rose Bowl.
Anyway, he reaches down and picks up a gun.
What?
On the field?
On the field. He picks up a gun. Guy in a yellow shirt comes up to him, points, takes the gun. Now you see this guy. If this happened in today's day and age, that guy would get smoked.
They would stop the game for an hour. They would empty the stadium and look for the perp.
This is after the game.
So gun was it not the sheriffs or one of the cops?
It could have been.
That
I don't know whatever happened.
So the game is over.
The game's over. They're on the field celebrating.
I got you.
McConkey goes back to the 26-yard line, looks down on the ground, reaches down, picks up a gun.
No,
Shotgun formation.
Man.
Let me ask whose gun that was.
Wow.
What is that? Yeah, that's amazing. I've never seen or heard that either.
I never seen that.
No, that's more pistol formation.
I see what you did there.
Dang.
Phil McConkey picked up a loaded handgun that belonged to a Pasadena police officer.
Yeah,
So it must
okay.
have been at the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
The officer dropped the gun while struggling with a fan who had rushed onto the field during the post-game celebration. McConkey handed the weapon to a security guard. Yeah.
Well, and the good news is because of that, the police in Southern California, they now actually snap their gun into a holster. They don't just let it. They don't tuck it in. I mean, how do you have
How about that?
You're having a tussle with a fan and it just falls out.
Just
We need
fell out.
We need better gun security.
Yeah, just fell out. It was
It's a fumble.
I got a player A, player B for you, fellas.
Okay, I'm
On
ready.
something we kind of touched up on earlier.
All right.
Player A, 727 career catches,
727.
70 touchdowns,
70.
10,514 yards receiving.
Okay.
Very good career.
Very good.
Very good.
Glad you said that.
Mhm.
Player B,
Mhm.
826 career
About 100
receptions,
more.
67 touchdowns,
3 less.
12,287.
I know who that is. That's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Player A.
I guess the
Hall of
first one.
Famer.
No, the
Player A is
player
a
A.
Hall of Famer?
No, I think player A is a context clue. It's probably AJ Green.
AJ Green.
Oh.
So
Okay.
no,
I was asking, is AJ Green? I'm not saying he was. Just
Yeah.
Hall of
where's
very
it-
good, but
No,
nah.
he's not going to. If he had continued at his pace,
Yeah, he started out his
Yeah, he
one
got
of the
injured.
first. He had 7 seasons consecutive with 1,000 yards.
yeah, something like that. And he brings that up because I guess word over the weekend, AJ Green will be an intern this summer. He's going to work with the wide receivers. in
Oh, yeah.
Jacksonville.
Very good. Very good. Do you know who Adam Hayes is? Adam Hayes is involved in sports. Anybody know the name Adam Hayes? Either of you know Adam Hayes?
It's Matt Hayes' uncle.
Oh, Matt Hayes' uncle just listed his home in North Carolina for almost $14 million.
Oh, shoot.
It's 5,435 square feet, sitting on 100 acres of land, roughly 20 miles northwest of Charlotte. Adam Hayes is John Rahm's caddy.
Rom won this weekend. Bryson went home angry. By the way, the Bryson DeChambeau, cleansing tour is starting to lose a little bit of its shine.
Uh-huh.
Like the things about DeChambeau that bugged people before he became so YouTube friendly are starting to show up again. He's kind of been off on a tangent here these last few weeks and complained about the course conditions. I think they're all now reading like, what do you mean we're quitting? What do you mean the league's folding? That all became official this weekend. PIF's officially out, and there's going to be no way to fund these guys to make millions when they're not drawing anything.
The long process to reapply.
It's over.
Yeah, so they're going to have to come back.
Yeah, I'd make them sit. Y'all go play World Tour. We'll see you in a year.
Well, that's what Patrick Reed. A lot of them will have to. Only a few chosen have the.
It's DeChambeau, and that, by the way, and if I'm the PGA Tour, I'm just petty enough to do this.
Yeah.
They said it at the time. This is a one-time offer. That window ended. So when they come back again, they can say, oh, that's not the deal anymore.
That might be.
Now you don't have anywhere to play. See you in 2 years, tough guy.
I don't want to say I unearthed the stat that shocked me because, let's be honest, I don't unearth much. I saw a stat, though, that stunned me.
Well, just
when
stick
it comes
with
to
unearthed, friend.
When it comes to our
Builds
Jaguars.
the brand.
Well, I did some work, and I was researching over the weekend. Jeff, I like to get in the lab with stats when it comes to our Jags. And find things that shock everybody.
His name is Hicken. He's an information revelation. It's Dan Hicken's stat of the day.
I miss him so much. I'm gonna throw this out there, and then I think we'll take a break and discuss it when we come back.
Well, we also have Jason Gibson real quick on a Sharks update when we come back, but we'll add this to the discussion.
Okay.
What you got? Unearthing. It's an unearthing moment on the drill.
Yeah. Third down, yards to go in 2025. So what was your average on third down? Like the LA Rams had the best, and it's 5.7.
Wow.
Now,
That's a big number.
I assume the number's big because a lot of times we throw on first or second down. So a lot of times we might be faced with,
or you take 1 second down sack, you're 3rd and 17.
Or like let's say it's first down, and let's say you run for 8 yards, second down, you get a first down. So when you get to third down, you usually need to get some yards. Anyway, all right. So the Rams were number 1, which is good, right? That's the smallest yards to go on third down, 5.7. The Buffalo Bills were number 2. Now, the Jags had an unbelievable offensive year. They averaged 33 points a game over the last second half of the season, and you'll find them on third down, average yards to go, 31st in the NFL at 7.6.
Well, that's something that they'll probably look at.
So I guess my question is, should that make us should we appreciate the quarterback even more? If it's third,
I think so.
They had the
especially now. Let me ask you this:
Browns, Jags, Eagles, 32, 31, 30. Cardinals, Giants, Raiders. Or is that a
those are mostly terrible teams?
Yeah, is that a concerning number, or is it is that a law of averages thing? Like if this happens again, we're going to be in trouble. I don't know. It's a fascinating stat. I want to get into it. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But right for now, 641-1010. Come kind, come courteous, come correct. A
pair of tickets to One Night of Queen performed by Gary Mullen in the works live at the Florida Theater going down April 29th. Tickets on sale now at thefloridatheater.com, but one lucky winner. Hit me up right now at 904-641-1010 to get you a pair of those tickets. Holla at your boy.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes with an opportunity again this year, just in case you haven't taken advantage of it in the past. Take the opportunity to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with a Waco 180. It sounds a little different when you put a real goal to it, doesn't it? To make it easier, a Waco 180 has lost Reclaim by a Waco 180. Reclaim is a simple 10-week plan designed to help you reach your weight and health goals, a beginning and an end and a real finish line. It just makes more sense. I dropped my 40 within 10 weeks, and like I always tell you, it was easy. Reclaim by a Waco 180 arrives at the perfect time for you to reach your 40 by the 4th and then keep it off with free support for life. Any medication, diet, or workout plan will say you'll see the results. But how many will say in 10 weeks you'll be a new version of yourself, thanking the old you for making that call to a Waco 180? 40 by the 4th isn't just a slogan. It's an opportunity to succeed with Reclaim by a Waco 180. Only at awaco180weightloss.com.
By the way, as I predicted, prize pick.
If you're thinking about getting a new roof sometime this year, Endless Summer Roofing can help. I'm Claudia, owner of Endless Summer Roofing. Stronger materials, expert installation, real peace of mind. A new roof isn't just an upgrade. It's the primary source of protection for your family home. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com for a free inspection today, and I'll make sure you're ready for tomorrow. Endless Summer Roofing. Protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
Hey, looking for insurance you could actually trust? How about the Kaprosky Agency, Craig and Chris Kaprosky with Goosehead? Well, for over the years, they've built their reputation the right way. They're upfront, they're honest, they're always working to find their clients the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Home, auto, flood, umbrella, specialty coverage. Craig and Chris shop the market for you, comparing top insurance companies, so you don't have to. They've helped families just like mine over and over again. They make the process simple, stress-free, and saving real money along the way. I can't say enough good things about the Kaprosky Agency. If you want straight answers and coverage you can count on, call Craig and Chris and get them today. They're easy to get a hold of. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com. That's Craig.Kaprosky, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at Goosehead.com. Or call them, 904-478-8422, 478-8422. Because the right insurance isn't just about policies. It's about people you can trust.
Hey, I've got that craving again. How How about some Mr. Chubby's wings?
Have you had the Chubby style wings? Grilled to perfection with Chubby's secret seasoning.
You know I have. They are so delicious. I swear you can't find anywhere in town with better wings and better prices on drinks.
So many different specials each night, too. Well, I'm ready to chub it up again.
Me too.
See all their specials at MrChubby'sWings.com. Locations on Fleming Island, the West Side, and Ponte Vedra Beach. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
ACM and CMA Award winner, Hardy.
That's my favorite country song.
The Country Tour. April 23rd, Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena with Mitchell Tenpenny. And McCoy Moore. Hardy Live.
You got it good.
On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Hardy 2026.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Hall & Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Have you tried a Form energy drink yet? You need to, and it's available at Gate. 4 great tastes, Screamin' Freedom, Blue Blitz, Orange Fury, and Grape Smash. Form energy, natural flavors, natural caffeine, and electrolytes for hydration are a perfect blend for energy and mental focus. Find it at Gate.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, welcome back.
I have a stat here I guess could offset a little bit your...
So we were talking going into the break that the Jaguars were 31st in the NFL on third down average, third and 7.6. The leaders were the Rams, 5.7. The interesting thing to take away, if this number means anything, and again, you can put stats on anything, but the Rams, Bills, 49ers, Packers, all good teams were 1 through 4. And the bottom 4 were the Browns, Jags, Eagles, Cardinals, Giants, Raiders, Dolphins. None of them very good except the Jags, and I guess Eagles.
Yeah. We're a good team.
Third and 7.6. The Jags were 31st in the NFL in this number.
You know what's interesting?
What's that?
You said the Rams were number 1?
Yeah.
The Jags were 31?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it could be third and 100 or third and an inch.
Yeah.
What's your third down conversion rate?
Yeah.
You know, I went to break, said the Jags were 20th.
Yeah.
The Jags converted 39.2%. The Rams, 39.6.
But I guess when you're looking...
I bet you the importance of 2 yards between 5 and 7 a little different than the importance of 2 yards between 1 and 3.
Yes.
That's probably what to glean out of there. But some of the, like Green Bay, they're number 2 in conversion. San Francisco, number 1 in conversions. Some of the other teams you said, the Rams did it the odd way.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the Delaware Marathon yesterday or this weekend?
I did not. What did I miss?
My dude's cruising home in the Delaware Marathon. You know,
okay, nice.
Arms in the air.
Sure, celebrate.
Yeah, but you don't celebrate until you get to the finish line.
Guy sprinted by him.
Right by him. Caught him in the last 5 yards.
Very last minute, yeah.
I mean, dude is hauling behind him.
And he's celebrating.
He's just digging life. And my man.
Dude. And today's day and age, too, that's viral, right?
Yeah,
Back in the day, you might see it on the news. Hey, did you see that guy?
This didn't look like it was a big-time marathon, but he's just slowing up like this. And then dude just motored right by him and beat him.
Yeah, that's the worst in those distance races. You see it sometimes when it's at the 1600 or something. You think you never got it put away, do you?
Yeah.
Who's got a sprint left in them at 26
That's
miles?
what I was saying.
That's the thing.
And that was a full-on sprint.
Yeah,
that was a sprint.
Yeah, who's got a sprint in them at that stage?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Impressive.
I know who don't.
This might, by the way, offset your down and distance stat when it comes to third downs.
Yeah.
The Jaguars had 30 drives last year that started in the opponent's territory.
Oh, yeah, that's another good one.
By far the most in the league.
And that doesn't happen every year.
They had 30 that started on the other side of the 50. Next, with 23, Detroit and Miami.
So is that because our defense was good on fourth down, or takeaways, or
both,
combination?
And the kick game. We had a couple of kick returns and a couple of punt returns that took it back to the other side of the field. I would say that is big. Dallas, by the way, only 9 times started in opponent's territory.
And these are fascinating numbers, and numbers that I don't know if they make you pause, scare you, make you glad. I mean, it just depends on how you interpret them, I guess. It's very interesting. And then sometimes you get too much information overload.
The most uneasy...
I think Liam Cohen said it best. We're starting over. This is it. We got to prove we're not a one-hit wonder.
I think the most uneasy positive stat from a year ago is that turnover margin. I mean, we have learned one thing here. That doesn't replicate.
Right.
The turnover margins, there's a lot of luck involved in turnovers and ball bouncing the right way. And so, we got 9 the entire year before.
Just look at it this way. Cue up every defensive coordinator's introductory press conference.
Correct.
We're going to be a physical team.
Aggressive.
We're going to take the ball away.
Fly to the ball.
We're going to work on drills during the season.
We're going to get to the quarterback.
Echo to the whistle.
I'll tell you this one thing. Nobody will hit harder than this defense. Just go and they all focus on this. They all say the same stuff. So who knows? I'd say it's a good question and a fair question, but it is. There's so many different layers of minutia that these guys can go over and go through, and they do. It's mind-boggling.
Had a few people on the text line this morning talking about how much they thoroughly enjoyed Guns N' Hoses this year, and by all accounts, it was a very, very back and forth. We had technical difficulties and booted from the DVD booth, quite frankly. We're just going to call it what it is.
We got banned.
This year. They finally had enough. I think maybe Jiggles went and complained.
Jiggles may have complained, or the fact that I had a driver and showed up hammered.
Yeah, that's true too. He can't go on the air.
Straight loss.
Yeah, they can't. He was down.
We can't put him on.
Yeah,
get him out of here.
So
we'll say there are technical difficulties.
But I'm told that JSO won 6-5. He stayed until the last fight that he left.
I pulled up.
He left 5-5.
There were some good fights. The ladies, they were in there brawling.
You want to beat the traffic?
Yeah,
got to beat that traffic out of there, man.
Yeah. So that's fair because.
Oh, I got this one too.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back. Is Gibby here? Yeah, we'll come back and do Sharks. And we got Dave Caldwell in studio. We got
very good.
Fast-moving, fun Monday morning. What about the parachutist at the Virginia Tech spring
that
game?
hurt, man. That was bad.
Did you see this one, E? Oh, my goodness. You know how they'll send guys in, the paratroopers in at football games and such?
Hit the 50-yard line, hit the logo?
Sure.
Yeah.
My man was he okay?
He was okay, but
this guy slams into the big screen scoreboard at Virginia Tech's stadium. And so it was very dramatic video, and lucky to be alive. He was kind of coming in going the wrong way, by the way. He would have been leaving the field over the scoreboard, and he got his feet over, and he even got the parachute over, but he was trailing an American flag.
I guess it was a windy day.
Yeah, and it got caught up on the scoreboard, and I sure probably just whipped him around on the backside and smashed him into it. How did he get down? Do we see that?
They had to rescue him.
So he's just
they had to bring up the
it hung him up there,
the cherry picker.
So it hung him up there. He was at least able to hang suspend. He's lucky it held on then. Yeah, you're just seeing that, E. What about that, my man?
Grateful to report the skydiver safely secured and currently stable. Our primary focus remains on their well-being. We extend our sincere appreciation to first responders. So I guess he's doing it, but he had to. Probably broke his ribs. He hit it hard.
That's no fun.
No fun. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We got Sharks football, and we'll talk Gators. Top of the hour with Dave Caldwell, the general manager of the University of Florida football team. Next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Turn on the radio.
In your car, 92.5 FM and 1010 AM.
Would you like to drive for a while?
In your house, at the beach, on your phone, at the gym, on vacation, out of town.
Well, everyone knows that.
Download our free 1010XL app for all smart devices.
Hey, beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. Hicken here. Step into that fresh, clean home this spring with Zero Res. It's called spring cleaning. Take advantage. You might think because you mop off and your floors are clean, but they're collecting dirt that is not obvious to the eye after a while. The hardwood, the tile, the LVP looks dull, and this is where Zero Res can really jump in and help. This month, get 20% off all hard floor cleaning. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. How do I do it, Hick? You call them. 287-5727, 287-5727. I'll go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. There's Zero Res, man. You spell it forward, you spell it backwards. It's Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnicht Buick GMC is proud to be Jacksonville's #1 Buick GMC dealer. How do they earn that? By treating you right. I was just in there. I promise you they treated me right. They'll always treat you right. Courtesy, respect, and fairness. That sounds like a cliche, but it really is part of Nimnicht's treating you right guarantee, and I'm an example of it. I love going over there, and I really do trust them. So if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle or a new vehicle, head to Nimnicht today. Better selection, better prices. Who delivers both? Nobody but Nimnicht. Head there today. GMC, we are professional grade.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Strength, speed, swagger, and most importantly, he moves the chains. 1010XL's draft coverage is brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors, and Fleming Island Center for Clinical Research. Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein and Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein and Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
New year, new course.
Mind if I play through?
The Coastal Equipment Guggen Open at the Golf Club of Southampton, April 27th. For a chance for you and a partner to play, text Guggen to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Enjoy a Chick-fil-A breakfast and lunch from Dandy Foods. Chip and putt to win a Bernie grill from Stonecore. Pick up sunscreen products from Beaches Dermatology. Thanks to our sponsors, Lucas Tree Service, Instant Keys, Standard Insurance, and Harbor Dental Care.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Oh yeah,
there's blood in the water, boys.
Blood in the water.
It's still there. They got to see. You got to send a hazmat crew in after that thing, clean up all that blood in the water. Arg! Yeah, the Orlando Pirates came to town and they walked the plank, baby. That's what happened. And head coach of the Sharks, Jason Gibson, in studio with us. We had a bunch of people on the text line this morning point out how much they loved Friday night's action, and the Sharks are they've been a really fun watch and follow here through the years, and that's a big win for you, Coach. When we talked on Friday, how good the Pirates are, despite some weird things going on there, and so not just to win, but an emphatic win. Does that matter?
The score doesn't matter.
Okay,
but how we won does matter.
Okay,
just the effort to think. There's things that people don't see that I preach. I'm heading to a team meeting room as soon as we get off the radio, just about special teams. We outscored them 14-4 in the kicking game. That's 2 possessions. It's 10 points. That's 2 possessions.
Huge difference in your league.
We had a ruse. We had a deuce. We had, there's little things like that add up. And I've been preaching it with these young guys since day one, that those are the things you have to do to be a good team, and they did it.
Well, I know how much you like Jimmy Robinson. He's been a really good player for you, and I know he's battled through some injuries, and he seemed to kind of have a bust-out game on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, he's a solid. Yeah, I mean, he just makes plays, and plus that was his former team, and that was fun for him to go against those guys. But I thought we did a good job, with his explosive plays, offensively and defensively. We had the pick six. They had a massive 4th and goal from the half-inch line right before half.
Nice.
I mean, it was 1st and goal from like the 3, and we held them, which is impossible in this game. So defensively, you had a huge stop, a pick six. Jimmy scores 3 or 4 touchdowns, and But again, I said it last week, and everybody was doom and gloom, and the world's ending because you lost a road game. To this week, now they want to put you on the crown. So that stuff's really relevant to me. I'm not trying to be the week 3 champion either. Just trying to win it. Just trying to win this home game.
But you needed to win at home. That's one thing you stress all the time. So winning at home was huge for you guys just to get started. You don't want to come in here at 1-2.
No, this would have been a whole different conversation. Yeah, I tell you that. So, and plus it puts us in a situation down the road. You never know. It gives you a leg up on tiebreakers.
You get like a little bit of an. You don't play until Sunday, so you get a little extra time. Is that as valuable in your sport, or is as much of an impact as it is we talk about in the NFL when they have those kinds of?
I don't know how those guys in the NFL playing on Sunday turn and playing on Thursday at that level.
You a lot of people.
People have no idea what it takes. We've got guys that we had a short week. We had a Sunday Vegas, fly home Monday, turn around Friday.
Yeah,
and we've got guys that it may be helmets all this week for all I know. I mean, if you're not healthy, if you don't have a healthy team, you're not going to compete against anybody.
Is it too early in the year to get a feel for this team's really good? This team, I don't know. This team,
No, I mean, look, I am not
opinions?
putting myself in a. I'm not trying to put myself in a situation to where all you said.
Mm-hmm.
But we went out and purposely recruited really good character guys to go along with their athletic ability, and they're
intangibly rich. Hick.
Yeah, good word. So
nice.
Who knows? We have the positions, we have the skill players, we have the offensive line, the defensive line. So we have the right pieces. It's just a matter of continue to get better and get better.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, cross your fingers.
I assume in roster construction, we've talked about this before. You got in a perfect world, you have a combo. You got some guys with some experience that have been through the wars. You got some young guys whose best football's still ahead of them.
Yeah, the good thing about the young guys is they got a ton of energy. They can run for days.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps. I thought we were in great shape. I thought we ran up and down the field Friday night. We did a really good job of just effort, man. Just when you give effort with anything, God, you can win in whether it's on the field or in life. When you go full speed hustle, good things happen.
Okay, what can you tell us about Quad City? I know you turn around and go on the road.
Yeah, that's
Sunday
a tough one.
There.
That is a tough one.
Another steam wheelers?
Yeah.
Oh, hell. You better strap it on if you're going to play the steam wheelers now.
We're 0-2 there.
Okay.
So it's not an easy place to play. It's not an easy place to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. So they got an outstanding quarterback, MVP of the league a couple years in a row, things like that. And they're just coming off. They got beat up pretty bad last weekend with San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking for redemption. This could be a huge game for us to put us in the driver's seat early. I looked at the schedule, 3 of the first 4 on the road. I thought if we came out, obviously 4-0 is the goal. If I came out 3-1 out of the first 4, I thought we'd be in a good situation.
Is IFL scheduling like NFL scheduling? You might be able to give them your preferences, but at the end of the day, they make the schedule?
Kind of. It's really based upon arena availability. And in the Jacksonville, we always heavy home games June, July.
I gotcha. All right, I have been interested.
Who's the best nickname in the IFL? I like the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Besides the Sharks, of course.
Outside of the Sharks.
Yeah, outside of the Sharks. The Steamwheelers ain't bad, but the Sugar Skulls.
I like Green Bay Blizzard. I think
Green Bay Blizzard ain't bad.
Pretty good.
Makes sense.
What about the New Mexico Chupacabras?
The Chupacabras.
Yeah, what do you think of that squad? What is a Chupacabra?
It's like
a blood-sucking goat, kind of vampire thing.
It's like a monster from
ain't
Mexico.
Afraid of no Chupacabra.
Yeah, somewhere between a werewolf and a Sasquatch.
Yeah, here's how you take care of a Chupacabra.
What's that?
Bap!
Palm down. Just pick up the gun at the Super Bowl, apparently.
Pick it right up.
Loaded and ready to go. All right, we'll end with this.
Yes, sir.
Only in America. Mm-hmm. Quad Cities. You've heard of Quad Cities.
Yeah.
You know what the interesting thing about Quad Cities is?
Not much.
Roger Craig.
No, it's a region of 5 main cities. I mean, why is it quad cities when there's 5 cities?
Oh, there's 4?
Yeah. No, the quad cities is technically a misnomer. It consists of 5 core cities.
Okay.
Davenport, Iowa. Bettendorf, Iowa.
You ain't flying into Bettendorf, I'll tell you that.
Rock Island, Illinois. Because when I think of Illinois, I think there must be a lot of Rock Islands in that state.
Okay.
Moline, Illinois.
I know Moline.
And now we're maybe splitting hairs. East Moline, Illinois. So quad cities is actually 5 cities.
Where do you fly into?
Moline.
Moline, baby. Moline.
Moline.
Go do something important, Coach. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll talk to Coach Jason Gibson again next week. Home game coming up in 2 weeks, and we'll keep you up to date on that. Go to jacksharks.com and be a part of the fun. It's halftime on today's edition of The Drill. It is a Next Gen Roofing Monday. We got an hour with former Jags GM, current and Gator GM, Dave Caldwell. That starts next.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Get in the game.
The time has come to make a choice.
1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, Hicken here. Restore comfort and confidence with oculoplastic specialist Mary Kate Wilson, MD, at the Eye Associates, Jacksonville's expert in oculofacial plastic and reconstructive care. Dr. Wilson specializes in eyelid surgery, cosmetic, and reconstructive procedures and treatments, always with a personalized approach. Now seeing patients at the Beaches, Southside, and St. John's locations. To schedule your consultation with Dr. Wilson, call the Eye Associates, that's formerly Bowdine Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098. That's 296-0098.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
Brooks and Dunn and Blake Shelton are going to rock the country in Ocala this August.